A very good evening and welcome to TUC Half Hour. This weekly program is brought to you by the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria under the leadership of Comrade Engineer Festus Osifo. It's a platform that sheds light on key labor issues and amplifies the voices shaping Nigeria's workforce. I am your host, Judith Trust, and it is great to have you with us. In a season of economic reform, labor unrest, and renewed calls for accountability in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, one voice remains firmly at the center of it all: the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSN, which recently clashed with Dangote Refinery over the sack of over 800 Nigerian workers, a dispute that led to a nationwide strike before government intervention restored calm. Today, we bring you an exclusive interview with the president of PENGASSN, Comrade Festus Osifo, to get his honest take on some pressing national issues, from the Dangote dispute to the union-government relationship and the future of Nigeria's oil and gas workforce. Stay tuned for the conversation. Hello and welcome. Today we sit down with the president of PENGASSN, Comrade Engineer Festus Osifo, to get his honest takes about pressing national issues, such as the Dangote dispute, union-government relationship, and the future of Nigeria's oil and gas workforce. Comrade Osifo, it is a pleasure to have you on the program today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Julie. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So going straight in, can you tell us about the status of the Dangote dispute?
Thank you so much, Judith, for that question. Maybe let me just give some little perspective on the timeline. So, the federal government and mediated on the issues between NUPENG and Dangote, whereby Dangote voluntarily agreed that workers in Dangote refineries could belong to the union of their choice, as long as it's done voluntarily. So when this communique was signed, it was witnessed by Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, and the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC. So after that communique, so the workers in the Dangote refinery, they started reaching out to us. They started telling us that they want to join PENGASSN. So we now detailed an officer to follow up with them. So they opened a WhatsApp group where the forms were kept. So they started filling the forms. So as at 22nd of September 2025, we have had over 850 members filling the WhatsApp group. So when they did that, we now said, okay, let's communicate to the Dangote refinery management, informing them that these people, that they have filled the forms, so they are now our members. Because according to the law, for senior staff unions, you need to opt in. You need to fill the form and indicate interest to join the union, unlike the junior staff union. So PENGASSN being senior staff, so they filled the form and they told us that they want to join us. So it was obligatory for us to now inform Dangote management. So that we did on Monday, 22nd of September. So by Tuesday and Wednesday, 23rd and 24th, Dangote mandated a management staff to go around the different departments and units to actually confirm if these people opted into the union. So largely, they said yes, that they have filled form, that they want to join PENGASSN. So the next day, which was 25th, everybody, they were now thrown outside the company, that they are terminating their jobs. I said, no. What's the reason? They said they are doing reorganization. When did you start this reorganization? There was also the word used that some people want to sabotage his company. We were not like, why is this coming now? The same week that we informed you that over 800 of your staff, they have indicated interest to be our members. So this cannot be coincidence. So we now had a meeting with the Congress of Dangote Refinery, with the members, And after that meeting, we're very sure that the reason they were terminated was because they joined Pengasan. So that now led to the industrial action that happened about a week plus ago, where on our part, we had a NEC meeting, and the NEC unanimously decided that no, we need to declare an industrial action in order to call these people back. And that knowing the person that we are pushing against, knowing how strong he is, that the industrial action should be total in order to compel him to bring back our members from the street to work. And that was what now led to that action. So at the end of the action, the government came in, they sent out a communique, which everybody is trying to find a way to abide by. So on our part, we've called off the strike. So on the part of Dangote, he's supposed to recall the people. So we are waiting for him to recall the people. But beyond the communique that was released by the Chief Conciliator in Federation, that is the Minister of Labour and Employment, there have been a lot of other conversations that have been taking place. I have a lot of things to have said about this particular issue. There are a lot of reservations here and there. But because of those reconciliatory meetings that we are having, I wouldn't want to delve into some of those issues for now. But be rest assured that we are working assiduously to get every single man and woman that has been thrown outside to get them back to work. For us in Pengasan, we've heard a lot of stories, but we will just laugh at them. Our interest really is how to better the lives of the workers that are working in Dangote refinery and nothing more. But I will leave every other conversation, maybe next time after the reconciliatory move, after we brought our members fully back to work, we could have further conversations on this.
All right, thank you, sir. So, sir, it seems like a lot of Nigerians are ignorant regarding the workings of the trade union vis-a-vis the recent sack of 800 Nigerians from Dangote refinery. So what is your take on that?
Yes, Nigerians, the environment we live in, it is a very funny environment, so to say. When today you hear that something happened in Jos, that there was a communal cleansing in Jos, whereby you have bandits going to community and killing maybe 100 people. So because it does not really involve you, because you don't know these people, because you are not their family members, so you cannot connect with them. The 100 people that were killed it's just like numbers. So Nigerians often see those people that are killed as numbers because it does not directly involve them. It's very few Nigerians that are extremely empathetic. So I could tell you that a lot of people that have commented on this, they clearly have no idea of what the issues are. If you engage those people and you ask them what are the issues, they will not be able to tell you exactly what the issues are. 800 people were sacked unjustly. The union is fighting for their reinstatement. Because these people are not related to those that are commenting, I could tell you, there is nobody that are family members, that are close friends, close associates of these 800 people that will comment the way the general public or some people, are commenting. Because these people, they will know the facts of the matter. These people, they can connect and relate with those that were terminated. So their comments will be very, very constructive. But the larger society, they clearly don't even know. They don't know the provision of the Trade Union Act. They don't know the provision of the labor laws. They can't even tell you that what Section 40 of our Constitution said about the freedom of association. They cannot tell you what Section 20 of the labor laws, the laws of the Federation of Nigeria, talks about mass sack and mass redundancy. Even some journalists doesn't even know that. They cannot tell you what the Trade Union Act is saying about the right to unionization. We have listened to some people who will tell us, oh, these places, they are private organizations. No, the law did not differentiate between private organization and government-owned establishment. In Pengassan, we are in almost 160 branches. And in these branches, over 95% of them are in the private sector. So we are largely a private sector-driven trade union. So these people that are commenting, they have no idea of what they are commenting about. These people that are writing, they clearly don't know. A lot of journalists that make comments here and there, they clearly don't know. Go and listen to labor journalists. When you listen to journalists that are labor reporters, that are labor editors, they make constructive, dialogue. Their positions are extremely informed because they know they are labor journalists. They've been to ILO. They've been to a lot of conferences regarding labor. They are well schooled and well read on issues bordering on labor. So when I see a journalist, right, I first check his background. No, he's a general political journalist. For me, it doesn't matter. The reason, in fact, I was telling a colleague a few days ago that they are making it become like a free advertisement. Do you know that in the last 2 weeks, when these issues came to the fore, that we have had over 4 or 5 companies, the members there who hitherto their management was able to cage not to join Pengassan. They have written to us that they want to come unionize, and we are putting formalities in place to unionize them. It is because of this dispute, and they too have now also understood the strength of Pengassan. They have now understood what Pengassan stood for. So the people that write on social media, they are doing free publicity for us because our numbers are swelling as the days roll by.
Thank you, sir. So what would you say are the benefits of an employee joining trade unions such as Pengassan? And what are the benefits of the existence of a trade union in a company or an agency?
Pengassan is one trade union over the years that have put smiles in the faces of its members. The pay in the oil and gas industry today is not because the management of the oil and gas industry are magnanimous. It's not because they love the workers extremely well. It's not because they want to offer the pay to make the workers happy. No. If you look at the history and the trajectory of Pengassan in the last 47 years, Pengassan is largely responsible for the pay in the oil and gas industry today. The welfare in the oil and gas industry has been driven by Pengassan. So what that means is that if you are a member of Pengassan, be rest assured that Pengassan will defend your job, and Pengassan will sit down with your management, looking at the books of a company. Pengassan will advocate for a better pay and a better welfare. That is why some management, they try to block Pengassan from coming into their organization. Because once we come in, we look at the data, we look at the figures, and we will advocate for higher pay for our members when they need it. But we are also very reasonable. For a company that is not making profit, we will not come and say, management, you must increase this pay. No. We are senior staff. We have a lot of senior management in the oil and gas industries as our members. So we are very, very reasonable. If a company is not making profit, why are you not making profit? What can our members do to turn around the fortune of a company? Because we know that when a company prospers, that is when it will trickle down to our members. So members largely, they've enjoyed protection, they've enjoyed good remuneration, they've enjoyed good welfare packages, and also safety. We ensure, because oil and gas industry, if you go to the fields, for example, we work under an environment that high pressure and high temperature. We work in an environment that is hazardous. So for us, we ensure that our members are safe. They go to work safely and they return back to their families, safely as well. So we must ensure that the workplace is extremely safe. So those are some of the benefits if you are a member of Pengassan. But to management as well. Most management, they only look at the fact that when their staff are members, are unionized, that all we do is to come in there and try to define a better welfare for our members. No, really, it's not like that. I was a chairman at the time of Total Energies Upstream. In Total Energies Upstream, as Pengassan chairman, at the time, the federal government, they were owing Total Energies over $1 billion in what we call JV cash call. They were owing Chevron over $1 billion. The same in ExxonMobil, the same as well in AGIP. In fact, the entire IOC is a producing company. They were owing them over $8 billion. As chairman of Pengassan in Total Energies, I rallied my colleagues, because then I was also the Producers Forum chairman in Pengassan. I rallied my colleagues in 2016. We met with Pengassan National. From there, we had a very strong advocacy that we took to NNPC. As at then, Ibe Kachuku was the GCEO, then GMD, now GCEO of NNPC. We sat with him, we made proposals on what could be done for the cash call to be paid to the IOCs, because we know the more you are owing them cash call, the more they wouldn't want to invest in the upstream. The more you are owing them money, the more we cannot go to them and advocate for salary increment and good welfare packages. So it was now very clear to us that we need to help the company to solve this problem. And truly we did. That was when the Kachuku and his team came up with what was referred to as incremental production. That almost $8 billion plus that was being owed to the IOCs, it was paid in a matter of time. This was a challenge that was there for almost 6 years, but it was resolved because we intervened. And the companies, they were quite happy. In fact, some of the companies sent a thank you letter to their respective unions, thanking them for the intervention. There's a particular company that I wouldn't want to mention their name today. So they've had a particular challenge with government coming up with a particular policy that would put them out of business. When the chairman in that company came to us and advocated, we took it hook, line, and sinker. We had meetings with those government agencies, we advocated, and we showed them the other side that they weren't seeing. And at the end, they agreed with us, they dropped the policy, and that company today is worth over $5 billion. So those are some of the ways with which companies also benefit from the existence of Pengassan. I could go on and on.
Thank you, sir, for that clarification. So we've seen some recent demonstrations by NANT and other civil society groups regarding the recent issues with Dangote and Pengassan. What is your comment on that?
Nigeria is a place where poverty is weaponized. Let me tell you. So the second day of the strike action, which was on a Tuesday, 30th of September, so we were in NMDPRA, one of our branches here in Abuja. So some people came there to demonstrate. So as they were, the branch chairman was asking them, why are you demonstrating? They don't even know. Why are you here? He said they don't know, that they didn't even tell them why they were coming, that they only shared 3,000 naira for them, that even her own, they've not given her money. So the branch chairman put his hand in his pocket and gave her 5,000. She started praying. In fact, he started insulting the people that sent her there. So that means clearly that these things are orchestrated. People just share 1,000, 5,000 to people and put them on the street. It's really a shame. I listen to the NAS. There are problems in the universities that NAS should be interested in. As you have said, they want to go on the one issue. What is NAS saying? NAS should go and face universities and not to be collecting little money from politicians and hitting the street. That is not their mandate. If you are talking about demonstration, protest, I think the government should call these people to order, because we know where it's coming from. If they want protest, they will still protest. As you know, I'm also the president of TUC. We can mobilize workers into the street on a daily basis and we'll keep protesting. So if they want to see protest, they will see mother of all protest.
Okay, sir. So how united is Pengassan regarding this advocacy? We have heard that there are some discordant tunes among various branches of Pengassan.
I can tell you that Pengassan is 100% united. So the way Pengassan operates is this. So we have the Central Working Committee, the elected officers who run the day-to-day affairs of the association, that I happen to be the president, by the grace of God. I can tell you that we are totally and extremely united. Then we also have the NEC, which is the National Executive Council of Pengassan. So the NEC has where all the branch chairmen of the respective branches are. today we have close to 160 branches in Pengassan. I could tell you that every single decision that we have taken on this subject, there is no one single branch that said otherwise. What that means is that all the branches, almost 160 of us, we are totally united. When we went for the strike, the 160 branches said, in fact, they even wanted us to do much more. We were all united. When we were calling off the strike, the 160 branches, we were united. When during the strike process, I could say that literally all the branches, they carried out what they were supposed to do, maybe outside one. That at the end, the NEC also took a decision on disciplinary measure on that one. So in terms of unity, the organs of Pengassan, we are extremely united. It is not even 99%, it is 100% unity. But in terms of, I've seen some write-ups in the media. Most of these things, I just laugh when I see them. For example, I saw something about NMDPRA, that some of our members in NMDPRA, that they are not happy with the way we are running. You know, first, I always say that we are not saints, right? Even in churches and in mosques, you have situations where people are being disciplined. So any organization that doesn't enforce discipline, then you face an untold challenges tomorrow. So for us in Pengassan, there were some members in NMDPRA that they went beyond the line. They committed a lot of constitutional infractions. So when that happened, the NMDPRA branch took a decision to suspend them. So they now wrote to the Central Working Committee and we upheld it in the Central Working Committee. So those people that were writing, they are people that were suspended. Remember, we have close to 160 branches. So if in one branch, you have few people in one branch who were disciplined for doing what is not correct, I don't think that is an issue in any way. So for us, we still discipline, as much as we can. Then we also have in Chevron at a time, because I also heard about this. For us, we have few issues in Chevron at a time that the branch, they were having some infighting. The reason I could explain another day, but this infighting that they were having led to the fact that the branch executives, they couldn't negotiate their collective bargaining agreement in 2024. That's the CBA. So the management, they were worried. They wanted to start CBA negotiation, but they were worried that they don't even know how to go about it because the branch, there were a lot of infighting in the branch. So Central Working Committee looked at it that, okay, no, that we need to reset the branch. The people that are fighting, let them go outside and keep fighting. Let's reset the branch so that the mandate of improving the welfare of our members will be met. Because in the last 1 year plus, in most of these companies, we've been able, in some places, we've given them 300% salary increment. In some places, 250% salary increment. In fact, our mission in Chevron, as at then, was to achieve over 200% salary increment. That we have achieved for them. If we did not dissolve that branch because of the infighting, because they couldn't progress with the negotiations, we would not have been able to achieve that. Because for us, our focus is on our members. It is not on the executive. The executives are there to represent the interests of the members. Chevron is one of our biggest branches. So if the executive cannot negotiate CBA for our members because of infighting, at the national level, we cannot fold our arms and allow such thing to continue. We must act. That was why we acted, we dissolved them. Even the chairman that we dissolved was quite happy even with the dissolution because he felt that the branch had, as at then, became relatively dysfunctional. So we now set up, a critical committee that have since done an election. So the elected officers are the one leading. So few of those people that don't even have local standing, they are making some skirmishes here and there, but they are less than 5 or 6 of them. So Chevron alone is a branch where we have over 2,000 members. So if you have 6 or 7 people that are making noise, for me, it is noise, and that is what it is. Like as I have said, even in churches, even in mosques, in the house of God, you still have people that would make 1 or 2 skirmishes here and there. But largely, in terms of unity, it is not even 99%, it is 100%.
Thank you, sir. You just heard from the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGAS and President, Comrade Festus Osifo. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the program today, and thank you for sharing insights on pressing issues in the oil and gas sector in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Judy. Thank you for having me.
That was a thought-provoking discussion with Comrade Festus Osifo, touching on some of the most critical issues confronting Nigeria's oil and gas industry and the broader labor movement, from defending workers' rights to demanding accountability from both government and private institutions. And that's where we wrap up this week's edition of TUC Half Hour. Thank you for staying with us. To catch replays or share your thoughts, follow TUC Half Hour on all social media platforms displayed on your screen. Until next week, I am Judith Trust. God bless Nigerian workers.